Hello to all. My name is Himanshu Sehgal and I am working as PGT Computer Science in Kendriya Vidyalaya AGCR Colony, Delhi. Today we are going to learn about a topic of class 12th Computer Science, flow of control in Python. This topic we have already covered and discussed in detail and do many questions on this topic because this topic forms a very essential and basic part of any programming language. That is why we are going to first revise this topic and then we will move forward in our class 12 CBSE syllabus. So let us discuss this topic in detail and revise it. What is flow of control? Basically, to counter or to give the solutions to different real world problems, every programming language has some facilities by which it can encounter, it can solve various different kinds of real world problems. So in Python also we have three broad categories of flow of control statements. First is our sequence, second is our conditional, as you can see on the screen. The third one is iterational. Let us discuss in brief. Then we will discuss all these three in detail in the coming slides with examples as well as syntaxes. First is our sequence. Sequence is simply if we want to execute some statements one by one, means first statement, then second, then fourth, then fifth, and so on. This simply forms the sequence flow of control. Second one is the conditional one. The conditional one is the type of construct in which we want to execute some particular statements given on a specific condition. If that specific condition is true, then only some statements we want to execute. Then we have to use this kind of if conditional structs. It has various forms. We will discuss ahead in our presentation. The third one is iterational. Iterational constructs are those in which if we want to execute some statements again and again repeatedly number of times or until and unless a given condition is true or not. So let us now discuss these flow of control in detail. First we have sequential construct. As just I said earlier, that sequence is simply the execution of the step in a sequence, particular sequence, as you can see on the given example on the screen. Print OK. This is an example of sequence flow of control, and the third statement is last statement. If you run these three statements, then the order will be same: first, then second, then third, as you can see the output. So it is the simplest sequential flow of control. Coming to our next construct, conditional. Conditional construct is a type of flow control statement that involves the execution of statements based on some conditions. It is also called decision making statements. It can also be divided into three forms: if else, if elif, nested if, or if else. Let us move ahead and discuss these things in detail. The first and the simplest form of if. If conditional construct is a type of flow control statement that executes some statements if a particular condition is true. As I said earlier, it can also be understood by a flowchart. As you can all already know this, that a flowchart is what? The pictorial representation of some statements or the algorithm of a given particular problem. So just check out this thing with the if condition struct. Suppose we are going to start, then we are checking condition. A condition is always checked by a diamond box in a flowchart. So if condition, if that condition is true, just you can see in the picture, if condition is true, then the if code will get executed only. That means we are just here giving if condition, and if that condition is true, then the if code means here the block of statements which are given in that particular if condition, those statements will get executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, if you see the picture, if condition is false, then we will end and come out of the if condition. Let us see its syntax as well as just an example. Syntax is if condition. If we are using if keyword, if condition, colon, and then its statements. Simple. Just understand this by a given example. If a given number x is positive, then we want to print its square. In the example, we have declared a variable x whose value is 10, and giving if condition, if x greater than 0 means if it is a positive, then we want to calculate and display its square. It just you can see on the screen, for x equals to 10 we have the square 100. So this is the simplest form of if condition, in which we are just checking one single condition, and if that condition is true we are executing some statements. We are not going to discuss about that what if the condition is false. This we will discuss in our the coming slide. Second form of if condition is if elif. If elif conditional instruct is a type of flow of control statement that executes some statements if a particular condition is true or set of conditions are true. You can just see, if a single condition is true, then body of if, just I said the body of if means those statements will get executed. Otherwise, if it is false, then we will check some other condition. Just yes, now just you can if you can look at the syntax of if elif, in which we are giving condition number 1 using if its statements, then we are giving condition number 2 the statement and its statements. We can give a condition 2 by using the elif keyword. If you can just see the example, there is a problem little bit in the syntax with the indentation, and indentation is very much important in Python language. And therefore, just if you can see the example given below, here we are declaring a variable x whose value is -10, and giving first condition whether the number x is positive, then we are printing its cube. But if the first condition using if is not true, then we are going to check or give another condition whether x is less than 0 or whether x is negative by using the elif keyword. If you can just see on the screen, if the number x is negative, then it will come in the second condition and will print the cube. You can just see the output. For the value of x equals to -10, we have the cube, it's -1000. So now let us move to our next slide, in which we can also see its syntax. Means what we can do in this form of if elif else construct, a user may give many conditions using elif, which may further be followed by a else statement. Please see the example on the next slide. If a given number x is positive, okay, then it's print its square. Otherwise, if it is negative, then print its cube. And if x is not positive or negative, then print 0. Just we can use the else keyword in the end of a corresponding if elif if construct. So else can also be put in the end of that particular if, whether you have given any number of conditions before else, so you can also give else. So in this case, if x equals to 0, now then x is not positive, now the x is not negative, but it is actually 0. So automatically it will come in the last part of this particular if statements. Both the above conditions are false, we will have the value 0. Value is 0. I think it is very much clear that how can we give multiple conditions using if. Let us move forward in our presentation. Yes, now talking about the nested if form of the if conditional construct. It simply means when we are giving an if condition in already given if, or simply says the one if in another if, then it is to be called as the nested if. You can just see the syntax given on the screen. If condition 1, then in this we are giving condition 2, then in this we are giving the statements. It implies that when the condition 1 is true, then the condition 2 will be checked, and when the condition 2 is true, then the statements of condition 1 as well as condition 2 both will be get executed. Now the given elif condition 3 is the elif condition of the condition 1, means the outer if. The condition 1 if is called the outer if, and the condition 2 is called the inner if. So condition 3, where we are giving the elif of condition 3 is the elif of condition 1 if. And in the end, as we know, if we just want to execute some statements which are false and not true uh, on all the given above conditions, then we will execute the statements given in the else block. This can also be checked through the flow chart. uh, Entry, we are coming into the condition, check condition, test 1 condition. If it is true, then we are checking the next condition 2, test condition 2. Then if it is true, the statement 1 will be executed. If it is not true, then statement 2 will be executed. Now coming back to test 1 condition, if it is false, then statement 3 will be executed. So it is a kind of flow chart which is showing that how we can give one if in another if, or how can we declare a nested if. The nested if else statements allows you to check for multiple test conditions and execute different codes for more than two conditions. Let us see just an example on it. If a given number x is positive, then check if x is also even and then print its square, otherwise print its cube. Now we are giving two simultaneous conditions, that to print the square of a number x, it should be positive as well as it should be even. So extending our recent example, we are giving here the value of x variable equals to 10, and the first outer if is the condition we are giving x greater than 0. Then the nested if condition here, it is x mod 2 equals to 0. That means what we are checking, that whether the number is positive as well as even, then only we will print the square. So a square, as you can see the output given on the screen, square is 100. Else is given in the outer part of the if or the nested if. So if x is not positive, then it will be get executed. So I think we have discussed in this presentation the sequence as well as the conditional flow of constructs and the various form of if conditional construct. I suppose that all of you get very much clarity and understanding on this topic. So further to extend this one, what I say, you should have to attempt a worksheet given along with this presentation, as well as you have to attempt a quiz. So it's the link of both worksheets as well as the quiz are also given in this lesson plan. You can just check and revise and practice and test yourself your understanding of this concept. Thank you very much for watching this particular presentation, for clearing your concepts and understanding. Thank you very much.